Hi, my name is Amari Smith, and I'll be going over my water quality lab. Um, just to kind of give you some background a little bit, I use Ice Mountain drinking water for this lab, as well as tap water, and I use puddle water, which I collected from the backyard of my apartment building. The first step in this lab was obviously to put the gloves and safety goggles on. The gloves were a bit tight, but I made it work. Um, Next, I labeled the bottles, tubes, and pipette according to the directions with the permanent marker that was provided. Um, Before using the bottles, I rinsed the inside of the tubes with alcohol, which was a good way to just kind of kill the germs that may have been present at the time. As I mentioned earlier, I located a puddle outside of my apartment building, and just to kind of give you a description of what it looks like. It's more of a hole in the grass behind the building. It's under some trees, and from as a result of it raining a lot lately, it's just a big collection of water. So I just scooped it and used it for this lab. Um, the next step, I fill one of the 4 ounce bottles with cold tap water, and then use the water bottle, the pipette that was labeled water bottle, to transfer the water from the Ice Mountain water bottle to the centrifuge tube. Next, I repeated steps for both tap water and water body. And then after that, I added a phosphorus tablet to each centrifuge tube, and I shook them until the tablet dissolved. After a few minutes, it was clear to see that the liquid started to change colors. Um, for the bottled water um, tube, the phosphate level was 2 ppm, and the color was a lighter blue. Um, for the tap water phosphate level, it was 2 ppm as well, and it was also blue, but it was a little bit darker. For the water body phosphate level, it was actually 4 ppm, and it was dark blue. There was a pretty distinct difference between water body and bottled water and tap water. For the nitrate levels, for bottled water, it was 5 ppm, and the color was transparent. It was pretty clear. For the tap water nitrate level, it was also 5 ppm, and it was also transparent. For the nitrate level for the water body, it was 40 ppm, and the color was like an orangish pinkish. As far as pH and interpretation, bottled water was 7, and the color was green. For tap water pH interpretation, the color was greenish bluish, and pH was 7. And for water body, the pH was 8, and the color was a yellowish green. The last category was coliform, and the results were negative, and the color was purple. For tap water, it was negative and purple as well. And for water body, it was a plus, and the color was yellow. So some of the questions were, how do you do the test results compare for your tap water and bottled water samples? And I said both the tap and bottled water samples were similar, expressing the same results for each test. I would choose to consume the tap water because it has the same qualities as Ice Mountain bottled water, yet it is less environmentally harmful due to less plastic being used. The next question was, of the 4 water tests performed in the exercise, which is the least important for determining if water is safe to drink? And I said that coliform. I chose coliform because the most damage that coliform does to humans is just stomach problems, which Compared to the others, it's not that big of a deal. The next question was, did the water body sample have phosphate or nitrate levels that might put it at risk for eutrophication and subsequent algal blooms? And I said yes. The minimal levels of nitrates alone in bodies of water is 5 ppm, and this sample well exceeded 5 ppm. And the last question was, list 3 potential sources of pollution in your water body sample based on the location recorded in data table 1. And I said plastic bottles, aluminum cans, and plastic wrappers were present around my water body. And that is all I have for my water quality lab. I enjoyed every step of the way. I learned a lot, and I look forward to doing more. Thank you.